stuck in one place, I didn't move. Heart beating frantically because I was at the mercy of someone I hardly knew. Heat from around threatening the safety of my skin. Eyes slowly filling with tears I just couldn't hold in. I felt the burn like a razor, scraping layers at my scalp. Acidic and wicked, I was desperate for some help as I found myself fighting a battle that scratched and dug and clawed at my heart and my soul. I just felt so flawed. And then Ruby, my hairstylist, rinsed out my relaxer. Shuddering at the experience, I just couldn't seem to capture why every 7 weeks I'd do it all again. So I can feel beautiful in my chocolate skin, choking the culture out of each strand, but the process wasn't over. Next, it was time to blow dry and straighten it. I'd been relaxed since I was 5. I said I'd been relaxed since I was 5. I definitely wasn't new to this. And the sizzling murmur was constant as 4 degrees kissed the oils, battling to protect the hair strands that were left. The smell of burnt product permeated the room as my hair and readied irons finally met the steam, and the smoke coated my throat as I tried to stifle a cough caused by the systematic poison that whispered silently that this was the way that it had to be. Daydreaming in that salon, I realized the battle that I'd fight was not with the creamy crack, but the fact I felt like I needed it as I stood immersed in society's limelight. Yes, authentic kinks and curls illuminated these fears. Fears that for years I had cognitively steered clear, like after transitioning, stealing all of my laughter, where the glass ceilings I could no longer shatter. The incredible relationships that be lost in the fro, the shallow depth and inaccurate assumptions of my intellectual prose. Daydreaming in that salon, I really began to weigh, pound for pound, if I cared what those loyal critics had to say on the scale of truth. And the only stop sign in sight stood perched atop a pole that whispered, maybe I might. And I never even asked myself if I'd be okay with not recognizing my own reflection. One previously dipped in the paint of a required societal acceptance. 21 years old, and it was the hardest decision I ever had to make. But he said, knock and the door will be opened. So I started pounding hard for the faith to finally free the me I sought to be, whether they did or did not agree. Ruby began the finishing touches, barely bumping my over-processed ends, because for me, she knew I never wanted too much of a bend. She reminded me to book my next appointment quick because her schedule fills so fast. I left that salon that day knowing that relaxer would be my last.